Crazy Frog Racer 2 is a racing game that was released for the PlayStation 2 back in 2006 and is the sequel to the first game that originally saw release on the console back in 2005 that, again, like the original game, tried to capitalise off of the craze surrounding the character known as the Crazy Frog, as at that time the music elements and the video sequences and all of the above were pretty much the trend during the mid 2000s. So companies tried to capitalise on the popularity of the Crazy Frog character for the most part. While many would like the quirkiness and obscurity of the character, others would find that after a while it would drive them mad. But it didn't stop games developers from quickly trying to capitalise on the popularity of the franchise. Again, it was one of those concepts that died out after a while, but it didn't stop developers from trying to make a quick buck out of the whole ordeal. And like the first game, it plays very like your typical kart racer and takes a lot of influence from iconic racers, like when you look at Mario Kart and other types of racers similar to it. But in comparison, these games always fell short because you could definitely tell that they were rushed, that they weren't well put together, and they genuinely were disappointing for the most part, as especially with the first game, as it had a very aggressive computer AI. The difficulty was just crazy, and even graphically it wasn't considered that good. The track layouts and designs were pretty poor, and it was reflective in the game reviews that it got. And the same can be pretty much said for the sequel. Mind you, the sequel itself is a better racer when you compare the two. It definitely is an improvement over the original. It has better combat elements, it has better collision detection with regards to the tracks. The tracks are more refined and better laid out, so you can have an idea of where you're going, and graphically it is a wee bit better. It genuinely is a better game when you compare the two, but it still didn't stop the game from receiving poor reviews as of that of the original, because even with the little improvements that was made in the game, there was very little in terms of what the game offered, because it pretty much was the exact same game, just rehashed, if you will, with a different variety of tracks and just a few other tweaks and features. But all of the same elements and pretty much annoying features were evident in this game as well, even though it was a little bit more refined and a wee bit easier to get into. And you'll find after playing for a while it gets repetitive very, very quickly, because the characters in the games, again, with it being the Crazy Frog, if you were playing this game, the frog character is the only reason why you'd want to play the game, because the other characters, even though some of them look cool, they don't really stand out as such, because nobody would have even known about them or really even cared about them as such. So they were just kind of, there was loads of elements just thrown in this game just to kind of make up numbers so that they could sell it. But again, it's not as well executed compared to other racers of the time. Again, it was just more of a quick cash grab just to make a quick buck, to capitalise on a popular trend at that time. But around the time when this game came out, that trend was starting to die off. People were starting to go on to different things and starting to listen to or enjoy different styles of music or different type of topics and trends at the time. And with regards to this and its predecessor are considered to be among some of the worst racing games to be released on the PS2 as a result. Like, there's still people that play this game, and for what it does play decent enough, and you can enjoy it for quick bursts, but that's really all you'll get the most out of it, because you'll find that the gameplay, even for myself personally, it does get repetitive very, very quickly. You won't enjoy it if you're playing it for long periods. You will quickly get bored, because you find that even though the track layouts are different, it's just the same kind of thing over and over again. It doesn't really change up any of the dynamics or features. Yes, they have improved the visuals and even the handling characteristics and other features of the game, but it still isn't enough to consider this to be a great game in all regards. But it is what it is. Like, if you're a fan of the Crazy Frog character, then you can try this out, but for most people out there, they will end up avoiding this in general. So it just really depends what you make of it. If you want to try something that's different and that's quirky, and if you like more of the budget entry level of racing games that would have been seen on the system, because again, PlayStation is home to a multitude of those different types of games, then this is another one you could try out. But for many people, they probably will avoid it altogether. But I would love to know your thoughts on Crazy Frog Racer 2 for the PlayStation 2. And did you play it back in the day? Did you even play its predecessor, the first game, or did you play any other similar types of budget type racers on the PS2? I'd love to hear whatever thoughts you do have of this game, so be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be updated of future videos. And if you would like to see more content on the channel around other types of budget style racing games also seen on the PS2, you can check out the playlist here on screen to see more of those games in action. And I will see you all in the next one.